Dr. Sandy, why is my child so difficult and so defiant?
It's their way of surviving in a situation that they perceive to be stressful. So let me start by saying that there is no child who wakes up in the morning and goes, today I'm going to be totally defiant and oppositional and difficult, and I'm just going to make life so unpleasant for everybody. There is no child who wants to be defiant or difficult. They don't want to be that way. In fact, when they are, afterwards, they really feel so ashamed and so sad about having been that defiant, difficult child in that particular moment. So why are they defiant? Well, the truth is that defiant children are really very stressed children. They have very high levels of stress hormones that are pumping through their body and their brain. So when a child is highly stressed, with high stress hormones, the body and the brain become inflamed, and now that child is capable only of one of three kinds of behaviors because of the stress hormones and because of the inflammation. And those three kinds of behaviors that are only available for that child is fight, flight, or freeze. So defiant children are children who are stressed, high levels of stress hormones, body and brain are inflamed, and they are in fight, stress, survival mode. It's their way of coping. The thing is that, and understandably, that parents are seeing it as naughty, as something that the child can avoid doing. They're seeing it as though the child has a choice not to be defiant. But moms and dads, please, I want you to be aware of the fact that if your child is defiant, they are not choosing that behavior. They are driven by chemistry that's happening inside of them that is beyond their control. And so your defiant child will tell you, they tell us always, in my consulting room, they tell moms and dads tell me, they tell this to them, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I behaved that way. And they are telling the absolute truth. The truth is that something takes over that drives them, and that something is stress. And for that moment in time, they do not have the ability to choose another behavior. And one of the things I would so highly recommend for moms and dads who have got children who are defiant, and that is, again, don't focus on the defiance. Do not talk about being defiant and difficult, because what you speak about is what you get more of. So, and of course, if you're telling a child that they're defiant and difficult and impossible, you're telling the child that there's something wrong with you. You're not okay. You're not enough. So don't do that. Don't talk about the defiance. And please do not get a diagnosis for defiance. I'm giving you the diagnosis right now. Your child is stressed. So your role is to find out, how do I de-stress and deflame my child? How do I calm my child's nervous system so that they don't get driven chemically from the inside to get into fight mode? And the way to do that, you might be surprised, is to start with yourself first. Because very often, when a child is in fight mode, fight or flight or freeze, it's because the parent is in fight, flight or freeze. Stress is very contagious. And so when the parent is responding in that kind of way to their own inner stress, the child will respond equally to their inner stress. And for some children, that response is defiance. It's the fight, stress, survival response. So moms and dads, please don't label your children defiant, difficult. Please don't get diagnosis for this. Simply focus on becoming calm and changing your child's chemistry from defiance to calm.